monastery rested quietly on a misty hill. Last night's rain still clung to the stones, making the paths shimmer softly in the pale morning light. Leaves lay still, untouched. The world felt paused. A young monk named Tamo walked slowly toward the garden steps. His shoulders were tight, and his eyes far away. He had just left the temple library, where a small disagreement had grown heavy in his heart. It was about the meaning of a passage in an old scroll. Tamo was sure he understood it clearly, but another monk believed otherwise. Though no words were raised, Tamo couldn't stop replaying their conversation. Why wouldn't the other admit he was wrong? Tamo sat on the edge of the stone steps. From behind the garden wall, the master appeared quietly. His robes were simple, his steps gentle, like a soft breeze moving through the leaves. He said nothing at first, just looked at Tamo with calm eyes. Then he turned and walked toward the tea house. Minutes passed in silence. Tamo remained still, staring at the damp ground, his mind spinning arguments and doubts. The master returned, carrying a wooden tray with 2 steaming cups of tea. He sat beside Tamo and placed one cup in his hands. Tamo bowed slightly, accepting it. The master held the other cup and with steady breath slowly tipped it, not spilling a drop, just holding it half off balance. Tamo watched, breath held. Seconds passed, then a minute. The master said nothing. Finally, he whispered, "Do you see how much effort it takes to keep something from falling?" He paused and gently placed the cup back on the tray, steady and still. And yet, when it falls, it rests. Tamo said nothing. He looked at the cup, felt his chest soften with a slow breath. The master took a sip of his tea. They sat together in quiet. Time moved like a gentle breeze, soft and unnoticed. The clouds above the hill began to thin. Tamo looked down at the tea's surface. His reflection was calm now, not just around him, but within. The master glanced at him and smiled faintly. Tamo asked softly, "But what if the other monk still thinks I was wrong?" The master watched a leaf drift from a branch, landing gently in a puddle. Let him believe. Tamo waited, but the master said no more. They watched the ripples spread silently across the water. After a while, the master set his empty cup down. "Truth," he said, "is never held by force. It reveals itself when no one tries to grasp it." Tamo lowered his eyes and nodded. The master stood. Tamo rose with him. As they walked slowly back toward the temple, the young monk spoke once more. "Master," he said softly, "why do we hold so tightly to being right?" The master didn't stop walking, but laughed quietly. "Because we believe being right makes us more." Then after a pause, "Peace comes when we see we were never less. Learn from the wind, regardless of how many trests come in its path. It always maintains its flow. The wind does not argue with trees."